Garrett, is the U.S. housing market going to collapse? What do you think?
I don't personally think so. I think the especially our market's doing well. It's changing, and not necessarily for the worse, but it's going back to the way it was.
Yeah, I think it's important to clarify things because I just read today at the National Association of Realtors newsletter. And it was exactly the same question: U.S. housing market collapsing.
Is it collapsing?
Nowhere in sight.
Yes.
And we're just going back to normal pace pre-COVID.
Mm-hmm.
It's not normal to have 17 offers in 3 hours.
No, it's not. And we've just gotten so used to it that it's difficult to remember what it was like because now it's been 2 years of it like this.
Yeah.
So going back to normal is not a bad thing.
Correct. I agree 100%. And the housing marketing, they say, is suffering some cracks, but that doesn't mean not a recession. What does it say? The market, what does it say? 2008, 7, 6.
Collapse,
no,
crash.
The bubble.
Bubble is the bubble popping.
Yeah.
Yes.
So they're saying, is the bubble popping? I don't think so, especially because inflation is the highest in the past 40 years. Yes, but however, employment is still very healthy, and that never happens in recession. So it's just like a mix, mix of
yeah. I think we just have to get used to it, and I think it's nice for buyers having some options and not having to settle for things because.
Correct.
I think, and from a real estate agent standpoint, and everybody gets all, whereas people have to buy and sell homes regardless, like whether moving for jobs, familial changes, whatever it is, people have to buy and sell houses. The market's never going to stop.
Correct.
It's just what's it going to do and how much can we predict it and how do we deal with it the best way we can.
Yeah. I think it's good for buyers to take advantage that now it's more than likely that they could ask for closing costs.
Yeah.
Which is before was no way. If you're asking for closing costs,
you're
I'm
out.
not even look at you. And now,
sale contingency.
Correct.
Anything outside of.
Now buyers can be a little bit more flexible.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
Even in the price.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And asking the seller for closing costs 3 years ago was a totally normal thing that happened frequently in offers.
Yes.
And we got used to not seeing it. So now everybody's like, oh.
Yeah.
Can we get close?
I had last year, like 2 months ago, I have 17 offers in this house.
Yeah.
We sold 30,000 above asking. One of the offers offered a 1-year wine subscription for a case of wine monthly.
Yeah.
So, they were going crazy.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
And I got going on a transaction with a sale contingency, and everything's going smoothly, and it's just like it's working out now, and it's good because people can get into homes and not have to claw. And
yeah, I think it's important just to come across with the real message, with the fact that we are going back to normal pace, and we have more inventory. You were looking at inventory, so we could compare.
Yeah.
So tell me what you found.
So we have, right now we have 1,800 single-family homes available on the market. And I think it was, maybe March, April time period, we were down to like 900. So
we could double.
Yeah, so we've doubled. But we look back now, maybe 4 or 5 years ago, I remember logging to the MLS,
having over 3,000.
4,000. So we're still not even close to that standpoint, and that was considered a healthy market then. And they talk about month supply of inventory, and right now it technically still is a seller's market. So we still have time to adjust to balance the market out more than it is right now.
Because honestly, we're going back to a healthy market.
Yeah.
Living in this way of 17 offers in 3 hours is not healthy.
No, and it caused a lot of frustration for people. So it's going to be nice now to,
so homes
have
are staying
16 people in that were very disappointed.
Correct. Correct.
So it's going to be nice not to have to deal with that.
Yes. Homes are staying on the market longer, and the days of buyer taking advantage are over.
Yes,
now,
for sure.
Let's back to reality.
Back to reality. But I think, and from a seller standpoint and sellers too saw the market for the last 2 years, and now they think, you know, they can list their house, they're going to sell it immediately. They can price it at whatever they want.
Yeah, they price it because they feel like it.
Yeah, because they feel like it, because they're like, let's pick this number. And just like, no house is sold for that anywhere in your neighborhood. But, you know, and it was selling for a while with that happening. But, you know, and I think agents, you know, they even get nervous too with like when a house doesn't sell right away. And it's like, if you're pricing the house correctly, like we used to price it, where we would do a market analysis, see what the other houses sold in the neighborhood.
Use the comparative.
Use the comparable sales.
Yeah.
And you price it like that, the house is still selling, no problem.
Correct.
But, you know, it got to the point where, you know, over the past 2 years, when you're pulling comps, you're like, you know, there's no point in pulling the comps because it's going to sell for more than any of them have sold. And, like, that time period is in the past.
Correct.
So
if you didn't list it then, you missed the boat.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think we're seeing some inventory, you know, for a couple reasons. Because the number of properties going under contract is still very strong.
And the average days on the market?
Average days on the market's only gone up like 5 days in the past few months. So we haven't really seen much of a difference in that yet. Probably over the next 6 months you'll see it, because it's still below. It's at 19 days right now for single family homes. So, you know, we'll just get to 30, 45 days. I mean, that's like the stuff that we were used to seeing, and it's still really low.
You know, you put a house on the market and it's selling a month.
That's still quick.
We're so spoiled.
Yeah. To where you would list, so like, you know, you're talking to a seller and they're like, you know, I need to move, you know, September 1st. So it's like, okay, well, we'll get you on the market August 1st.
Correct.
Because we'll get 10 offers day one and we'll close in less than 30 days. And that's not, you know, going back to how we used to time, you know, plan with sellers is what's happening now. So
all right, I like it.
Yeah,
I think it's important to work with an experienced agent that knows how to deal with this market shifting.
Yeah,
because, you know, it's always good to sell or buy a home with someone that you trust and someone that knows the market, like us at Denovo Realty.
Yes. Yeah, for sure. You can't, you know, the seller's dictating the price and dictating what they want is, you know, that's changed, and you got to have someone who knows how to price it.
Yeah.
Because especially when you have the buyers who are, you know, when they saw a house on the market, you know, they're so you say, oh, it's been on the market for 1 day, I got to get there right now. So now you price incorrectly at the beginning, and you sit on the market for 30 days. People that are still used to the old market, like, oh man, this is something's got to be wrong with this house. So pricing it correctly from the beginning is now more important than ever.
Yeah.
So use somebody who knows what they're talking about.